Morning guys. So today I thought I would just sit down. I've just finished doing my makeup. I've got a driving lesson at 10 o'clock and I thought I would talk to you a bit about my course. I'm going to try and insert a couple of clips while I'm talking so you can kind of get a gist of what I'm doing. But every single time somebody asks me what is fashion retail and enterprise, I struggle to explain it because in all honesty it includes a bit of everything. So I've got my big massive folder here of everything that I have done in year 1 and what I've currently done in year 2. I graduate this year because it is just a foundation degree from Newcastle College University Centre, so I can go and do a top-up which is available there, or I can go elsewhere, or I can just go straight into employment, which fingers crossed that's what's going to happen. But it's just a cash sit down video. I've got my chest of drawers here taking up about half of the thing. I've got my plant Penelope. So I thought I would just start with what I did last year. So going back to September 2018, we started the year with a module called Range Planning and Distribution, where we looked at doing 3 range plans with Topshop. So we looked at Topshop like online and in store, looked at the customer profile, we looked at colours and trends, and then we created 3 range plans from that. And hopefully, if my camera skills allow me to, you'll be able to see that design process. And for that one I did get a merit, but I think because I was still getting used to the InDesign and Illustrator, I think that was quite good. My next module after that was personal development. So we basically had to have a look at writing an article, doing a peer presentation, and setting out some SWOT analysis of yourself and how well you are at like your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. So that was a bit more of an academic one. And then we did skills for making 1. So this was like the first kind of big module, and it was in collaboration with Urban Outfitters. So we got to design a collaboration with anybody of our choice. So I chose Sai, which is Polly's stationery company. I know that she was local in the area at the time. Unfortunately she has moved elsewhere, but I did actually get offered a job with her just doing some e-commerce assistant stuff, which was really good. And I basically had to design 3 packaging outcomes, show all the development between like creating the logo, coming up with your prints, things like that, and anything extra. So I did range planning stuff. I've done like a magazine format. I don't know whether I've actually got, no I haven't got one here, but I have actually got the magazine which you'll be able to see. And we did like a lookbook and things like that, so I really enjoyed that one. And then the next one that we did after that was academic study skills. Again, that's a bit of a boring one, I'm not going to talk about it. It's just research skills, highlighting, annotation, Harvard referencing, things like that, so that you were kind of set for this year. And then we did work related learning. So for that we had to design our own trend. So mine was called Recharge. I came up with a lookbook and I styled all of the things myself, and it was all very kind of inspired by nature, colours, kind of living in the moment, using ethical and sustainable materials, things like that. And I really enjoyed doing that module. It was quite a nice one to do. And then we did contextual studies, so this again is another academic one, so it was kind of like you did one creative one and then an academic one with it. And for that we could choose who we wanted to do, and I did Sophia Amoroso. She was I found her quite inspirational. We basically had to choose somebody who inspired us and wrote I think it's 1,500 word like kind of essay on it, but I can't quite remember. You'll be able to see. And then we did branding and corporate image. Now, as somebody who loves marketing and loves communication, this was my favourite one. So we basically got to choose a company of our choice. So I chose Lucy and Yak, and we had to come up with a marketing strategy. So I designed an app for them, and it had like a point scoring system to like reward customers. It had augmented reality. Unfortunately I didn't actually design it, but if it ever gets made one day, I would honestly be so happy. So you could basically see, anyway, augmented reality, so you could see what the dungarees would look like on yourself before you buy them, which I thought was pretty cool. And that was definitely one of my favourite modules. And then my final one of the year was practice enrichment. So this was where we got to create a 12-page magazine. So mine is this one here, and I collaborated with an illustrator on it, and I kind of interviewed Emma from Emma Angeline. I'll leave all of these people linked below if you want. And I also interviewed Gemma from Gemma's Little World, and also Becca as well, which was really nice. So the first year was quite a nice one. I think I found like what I enjoyed in there, and then I've kind of tried to do my own stuff for year 2 as well. So year 2 so far we've done skills for making 2, where we got to kind of produce our own brand. So we had to look at the market, we had to look at anything that we really wanted, to be honest. We came up with the 7 P's of the marketing mix, if anybody knows that, and we got to design our own product, our own packaging, things like that. And then alternative techniques was basically doing a fashion film on the side of that. So that was to do with promoting our product and advertising it, where is the video going to be shown, things like that. And then the one that I've just handed in is professional development. So for that one we came up with a CV, a cover letter, researched into all that jazz, what are we going to do after the course, things like that. And then the ones that I'm doing at the moment is contextual studies, which is writing a 2,000 word report, which it really isn't that bad, to be honest, and an editorial module. So for that we are collaborating with a local magazine, and we are going to be doing a front cover, and I think it's 2 double-page spreads, but I'm not entirely sure. And I can't wait to get stuck into that. We're collaborating with the fashion students, so we'll get to use like their pieces on our models and style them how we want to style them, so that's going to be really interesting. But yes, that is like kind of my course in general. If you do have any questions, leave them below and I'll answer them. In terms of career progressions, you can get into just about anything. You can get into like marketing, communications, styling, buying, merchandising, all of that jazz. So I highly recommend it. Like, I think it's nice that it's still in a college setting, so it doesn't feel as though you've made that massive jump from college or school to university. It's still very one-to-one. The tutorials is fantastic. Like, you get that extra support from the teachers. I know that we've only got 15 in our class and 14 in the level 4s, so highly recommend it. Like I said, if you've got any questions, leave them down below. Please give the video a like and a subscribe if you want to continue on my graduation journey, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.